Zealous. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Zealous. Zealous. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Use the adjective zealous as a way to describe eagerness, or enthusiastic activity. 2. Someone who is zealous spends a lot of time, or energy in supporting something, that they believe in very strongly, especially a political or religious ideal. 3. Someone who is zealous does, or supports something with great energy. Examples. 1. Elsewhere, the arguments may seem more rational, but are equally zealous. 2. What I cannot accept is the zealous, blind rush to condemn the parents of Jessica Dubroff. 3. Not only did she write boldly about religious questions, but also a zealous evangelist. 4. Some of the officers were more zealous than others in enforcing the disciplinary code. 5. He thought the reporters were too zealous in their attempts to get into the event. 6. There was no one more zealous, I gave my life to it, I served it with a passion. 7. A particularly zealous fan on Saturday pelted the soloists and conductor with flowers. 8. My zealous approach to conception arose, more in response to challenge than desire. 9. Lawrence was such a great listener, so zealous and encouraging to my made-up persona. 10. You would be proud of it, he writes, and likely to be zealous for its preservation. 11. Wintergreen and were sped along by him, in zealous observance of regulations. 12. During these phases, his zealous pursuit of his creative vision can be intoxicating. Chivalrous. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Chivalrous. Chivalrous. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. A person who is courteous and attentive can be described as chivalrous. 2. A chivalrous man is polite, kind, and unselfish, especially towards women. 3. A man who is chivalrous behaves in a polite, kind, and honorable way, especially towards women. Examples. 1. It's very chivalrous of you to defend her, but don't you think she can speak for herself? 2. Secondly, has man's conduct towards woman become more chivalrous and gallant meanwhile? 3. I know he is able to look after himself, but he is very chivalrous in these matters. 4. I would be afraid to be alone in the countryside, though they say he is very chivalrous. 5. But he had ridden up on a valiant steed, with all the trappings of chivalrous knighthood. 6. When I confessed my chivalrous attempt back at the diner, my girlfriend's face changed. 7. Is it possible that he is being chivalrous, and this is his way of fighting for me? 8. Both poets were recognized in their own time, as chivalrous advocates for human rights. 9. But here is Harry, on behalf of every war-fixated boy, acting out chivalrous fantasies. 10. Their chivalrous enterprise deserves to be celebrated, as we pursue our own happiness. 11. Goliath tells himself, his effort is a worthy one, there's something chivalrous about it. 12. Their history is brimful of chivalrous acts, toward weaker animals, cats in particular. Desirous. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Desirous. Desirous. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. To be desirous of something is to want it. It's like being wishful. 2. Wanting something very much. 3. If you are desirous of doing something, or desirous of something, you want to do it very much or want it very much. Examples. 1. Desirous of knowing something about the operations, I stood and watched the spectacle. 2. The writings she recommends are those that are desirous of social change. 3. My attachment to your Constitution made me desirous that nothing should alter it. 4. Several years ago, an editor whom I was desirous to impress called me in to see her. 5. There was a picture in her mind of short desirous legs, and sunburnt heels. 6. It was menacing, being desirous for victims, for it was the huge, remorseless sea. 7. Maybe he was so desirous of publicity, that he didn't really care one way or the other. 8. For the first time in my life, I felt not only desirous of others but desirable to them as well. 9. And you are going to start thinking you are far more desirous than you actually are. 10. This is the president, boastful, desirous of praise, and given to saying incredible things. 11. His clothes could make a woman look ready for battle, as well as desirous of an embrace. 12. In short, it can be scary, sacrilegious and sinful to be a fully expressed, desirous woman. Envious. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Envious. Envious. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Envious is another way to say jealous or resentful, in other words, you want what someone else has. 2. If you are envious of someone, you want something that they have. 3. Wishing you had what another person has. Examples. 1. Researchers who have not had the opportunity for such quality assistance might be envious. 2. Obsessed with looking good, women were also portrayed as congenitally envious. 3. Envious eyes have looked menacingly at the lottery ever since it was established. 4. One is envious of another place that it can produce a report of such high quality. 5. There are incredibly envious eyes being cast towards our financial services industry. 6. She admits feeling envious that the others seem to be getting on with life. 7. Such shared experiences cut across barriers, and it's hard not to feel a bit envious. 8. Their ideas gain plausibility amongst the idle, the envious and the unlettered. 9. They are also envious of ancient Belle, they frequently walk up boldly and give it a yank. 10. She had new white leather roller skates, and I couldn't help feeling a little envious. 11. She was envious, suddenly, of the neighborhood women and their wealth of children. 12. He was a dark, impish looking fellow, as lean as Cassius and as crafty and envious as Iago. Factitious. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Factitious. Factitious. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. If you create a diamond out of plastic, then you've created a factitious diamond, meaning that it's a phony. 2. Artificial rather than natural. 3. Artificial rather than natural. 4. Made to happen artificially by people rather than happening naturally. Examples. 1. Associative obligations thus do not arise from merely factitious groupings. 2. I must say that sort of pompous outrage seemed a little factitious to me. 3. This appears to me an insoluble question, and probably, even, a factitious one. 4. All these measures being taken, Lassane constructed a factitious body in linden wood. 5. Their connection to these was as factitious as their previous link to toothpaste. 6. Perhaps only Jack, in his wise, grave taciturnity, saw just how factitious the smile was. 7. Sexual shame was the consequence of the fall, and is factitious and irrational. 8. Whatever display of popular enthusiasm may be made will be, chiefly of a factitious nature. 9. What folly was it that made life into this, the fulfilling of some stupid, factitious duty? 10. It is no factitious, no accidental or temporary want, but an essential part of our nature. 11. The truth seems to be that factitious import has been attached to the Tsuchi-gumo. 12. It remains for us to speak of the factitious rights and wrongs, supposed to be created by law.
If you like the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos.